Welcome to the Enigma Daily, Wednesday edition. And you know how we do on Wednesdays, or if you don't know, you're about, we talk a little bit about the paranormal, y'all. That's what we get into today. And today I came across a light-hearted paranormal activity. There's actually a lot of paranormal stuff going on in the world right now for reasons that only a few people can guess at, but a lot of activity. However, I decided to pick something a little bit on the lighter side, nothing too heavy today, right? So what I did is I came across this interesting article that was sent to me about this pub in Wales, right here. I'm bringing it up on the screen. Boom. The Star Pub in Ruthin, Wales is reported to be the most haunted boozer in all of the UK. And if you've never been to the UK is a very interesting place. It's going through a lot of troubles right now, but it's a very interesting place with its heritage. I actually hate to see it lose its heritage. They have a lot of pubs over there, and the pubs are basically these little, mini bars that they have. They don't serve a lot of food there, but it's where locals get together and hang out and drink. And this one is in Wales, and this one is reputed to be the most haunted boozer in all of the UK. And as you can see right here on the screen, I got a nice little picture of it here. Again, the article will be in the description of the video. You can check it out right. Here you got Siri Prophet and husband Lee were pictured with what they claim to be a smoky phantom behind them. You see that right there. They don't know where that came from in that little picture I'm circling right there. This is the picture that they put up, right? But this isn't the only interesting story about this pub, right? Here's another crazy look for it here. Goose Bows are inside Britain's most haunted pub after flickering lights. So let's get into this a little bit. I'm going to leave this up on the screen for a little while. So, now, according to the reports, and this place has been documented heavily, right? And it's a 14th, let me give you a little bit of history behind the pub. The pub is actually a 14th century pub. It's amazing that it's that old, with a long, eerie reputation. But what's turning heads is not about the folklore. It's the consistency of the paranormal activity that take place in this Star Pub, right? Everything from flickering lights to glasses mysteriously, flying off the counters, smashing into the walls. And there was also been these spirit box encounters, right? If you're not familiar with what a spirit box is, it is a little box that looks like a cell phone that paranormal investigators carry around with them. And they claim that paranormal entities can speak through those boxes to them, but you rarely ever get. I've never heard of anybody getting a complete sentence, but you get like words, right? And one of the spirits box sessions that were in there, this made this famous, was where it says "I'm horrible" is what it said, right? And that's what the spirit was telling to them. And they've also released several photos showing a smoky horned figure behind the patrons, right? An image that's now circulating online supported to be proof of the haunting, which is this right here. I don't see a horned figure back there. I guess, somewhere in there, right? But you can see that there's some kind of something behind these people's, head, right? So I don't see it though. If you see it, let me know in the comments. To me, I don't see anything. It just looks like a vape cloud. That's just what it looks like to me, but hey, you be you. Now, first of all, let's break down some of the reasons why this pub might be a hoax or might be a tourist attraction or might be legit. The first one is the setting. Now, these buildings are extremely old, 14th century, old stone walls, very, very low ceiling, exposed timber beams in there, and when you have that type of stuff, it actually can distort sound. It can, right? Create shadows and low lights, cause the lights to, flicker and bounce based on, the time of day or the setting, power surges. Could also, this type of things, if you're not familiar with paranormal investigations, can lead to false positives when it comes to, thermal detectors. And a lot of these old pubs are, like I said, are very, very, very notorious for doing weird things because it just has old wiring in it, right? And that could explain some of the flickering lights. But second thing is the voice phenomenon. Spirit boxes, I think, are kind of a hoax. What they do is they just cycle through radio frequencies the whole entire time, right? And they can pick up on things that come through it, right? And the like I said, I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings or be, offensive, but they just pick up words. All it is single words, never a sentence, never anything, it's all just basically fragments is the word I'm going to use with my vocabulary there. The third thing that's involved with this is that some people, when they do investigations, they already go in with their mind already made up what they want to find, and then they use the evidence along the way, if any evidence at all, to create that predetermined outcome. However, right, the thing about this pub that I found very interesting is the consistency of it. This place never disappoints. Several investigators have been in there. Several things have happened. Several things have went down in there. Several things have taken place. From the staff, new employees, old employees, people that have been there for a very long time, patrons that continue to go there as well. So this pub has a long-standing reputation for paranormal activity, right? And so I grew up in the Appalachian mountain ranges, right? And so I've been around a lot of old homes, a lot of creepy places, a lot of dark places before. And I've heard stories, especially of orbs, a lot of orb activity. And these sites that have extreme age seem to have memory. That's the best word that I can use for it, memory. And one of our previous episodes that we've done here is that we talked about how the CIA actually conducted investigations on how to weaponize the paranormal. You can go back into our archives and check it up. It's probably in this playlist. It's here, the paranormal section. And they came to the determination that a lot of these paranormal experiences are due to when something bad happens, there's a release of negative emotions, which equate to negative energy. So the building is not necessarily haunted with a conscious spirit. It has trapped energy in there that just is on a loop, that just replays and replays and replays and replays that moment, right? That would explain too, if you ever study Gettysburg, which is the number 3 most haunted place in America. That's not necessarily haunted. It was just a lot of death and destruction, and a release of a lot of, negative emotions took place in that area. And that's what's caused this, loop to happen. I think that's what's going on here at the Star Inn. And again, this is in the description of the video. You can check it out. I think that something once upon a time might have happened there way back in the day, and that there was a release of negative energy that took place in there. And what you have is basically a time loop, a stamp that's on that property. And it does get into the wood. It does get into the ground. It does get into the, the surrounding areas, right? For me, that's what I think is going on there. I do believe in the paranormal. I do think that it's real. I do think that strange, unexplained things are happening. I do think that we are seeing a rise in this type of incidences or, paranormal activity across the planet because the veil is thinning. The Earth's vibration is moving up. We're ascending from one level into the other. I don't want to get too woohoo on you, but it's actually absolutely happening. We're ascending into a higher realm of reality, and these things are taking place. So if you guys are in Wales and you've been to that pub and you come across this video, I would love to hear it in the comments down there. If you have any similar experiences with what I just talked about, throw that in the comments down there as well. And if you're new to this channel, we're the Enigma Daily. We are the sister channel of the Ancient Enigma Files. Our content format is we go live Monday through Friday. This is my day show for about 10 or 15 minutes. And if talking about paranormal activity, conspiracies, cryptids, you name it, all the strange stuff going on in the world, biblical history, that's relative to the current times, not a deep dive. If you want a deep dive content, go back to the landing page. You'll see a premiere channel up there, the Ancient Enigma Files. Give that a click, go over there and follow, and check us out. We are brand new, so I am going to ask you to leave a subscribe or leave a thumbs up. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps this channel out immensely. We're trying to grow the channel and grow our reach. However, if you didn't like what you see or you don't like your format, I'm very open to suggestions. Give us a thumbs down. But if you give us a thumbs down, let us know the reasons why. All right? So That's your Wednesday dose of paranormal activity, guys, and we'll be back tomorrow with something brand new. And we're out.
Subscribe now and turn on the notifications to join us on this extraordinary journey into the unknown.